Hi everyone, it's the Quilt District here, and I had a few of you ask me to show a video on how I had folded my fabric on these comic book boards so that they stood up straight. There are lots of different videos out there. I think I did not invent this idea, but here's my take on it. These are the ones that I bought, and I think it's going to show up in reverse for you guys in the video. I'm sorry about that. These are the BCW comic book boards, 7.5 by 10.5. They come in a pack of 100. I got these off of Amazon.com. And then, so what I did was I cut them down into 5-inch pieces this way. So in half, and then I trimmed another little sliver off. That for my fat quarters. Ooh, we're zooming. Excuse the zoom, guys. Okay, so I did that for fat quarters and up to like 3/4 of a yard. I put on these smaller ones. And if it was a yard, 3/4 of a yard to about 4 yards, I used the full-size comic book boards. I will say that I found with the 3 yards and 4 yards, it was best if I doubled these. So if I used 2 to wrap those around, just added a little more support. Okay, so let's get started with the folding. It's really pretty simple. I just want to make sure that it's nice and tight on the board so that they stand up. It's not going to stand up as sturdily as a book will, so don't expect that, but it's sturdy enough with a book end or something at the other end to hold it up, or in a bookcase that has sides. Okay, so this is about 2 yards I have here, and what I did with the yard and to 4 yard cuts is I laid it out on my mat and then smoothed all the wrinkles out. And then I folded, excuse me, start down here. I folded about 5 inches or so up from the bottom. Okay, this is not an exact science. You just want to make sure that you're getting it folded top and bottom. I found that that was best so that you didn't have the selvage edges at the top or the bottom of the card. So about 5 inches from the bottom, and then fold down from the top so that you have about a 9-inch piece from your bottom fold to your top fold. Roughly 9, 9.5, 9, something like that. They don't all have to be the same. Just so that you have roughly 1/2 inch to 1 inch or so top and bottom of the card here. All right, so then I started from my right end. I'm not sure which way that shows in the video, but we'll see. All right, very, very fancy setup here. Yeah. All right, so fold over this end and kind of pull it snugly. And as you're holding that, all right, bring that over and give it a grab onto this and give it a little tug while you're holding this side. All right, you just want this to be nice and kind of snug on there. And then fold it over, give that one a little tug, and you'll feel it grab. And give that a little tug. And then you have it all nice and tidy. Now, you're gonna find, as I did, sometimes your cut is a little more than a yard. Sometimes it's a little less than a yard. And that will, you'll just kind of work out what works best for you, whether you fold your first fold all the way over. Some of them I did that way. Some of them I folded only this far over on the first fold, just so that my main goal was so at the end, I had a pretty clean fold on the end that overlapped at least to the halfway mark. If it only folded up to about here on that last bit, I refolded it because I thought it would go neater into the bookcase, onto the shelves, if it had at least half there to make it more flat. All right, so that is for 1 yard to 4 yard cuts, and then this was fat quarter up to 3/4 of a yard, and then they all fit nice and tidy. Thanks, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that was helpful.